Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to Stretch the Sketch for December 2021. And the sketch we have today, I just pulled it off of Pinterest. It is just a single photo, 12 by 12, with a lot of layers behind the photo. And so I decided to make it a 9 by 12. And I started out with this music note paper from Bella Boulevard and a white sheet of paper that I've cut down to about 8 by mm, probably 10 and a half, if I remember correctly. The white paper there, I am going to ink it up with some Broken China Distress ink. I'm just inking up the edges so that it pops off of that background paper. And I'm liking how that's looking. I am not going to do that stitched line that is around the entire thing. Instead, I will do a sketchy line just because, well, first of all, I don't have a ton of real estate on here, I realized. But I didn't want to break out the sewing machine. I was doing this late at night and I didn't want to wake anybody up. And also, the sketchy line works really well for this layout. So um, you'll see why, because I'm going to bring in a bunch of black elements to this. So I do end up inking up that little piece of paper that I'm going to mat everything on. It is just punched with my notebook punch rather than doing like a uh, Polaroid style frame around it. I decided to do that. That was a little bit easier for me. I was in a kind of a bit of a crunch for time, to be honest with you. The 25 days of cut files has been taking up a lot of my creative time, and we've got my daughter moving in with her family here, so there's a lot of shuffling of things going on and a lot of my time dedicated to that as well. So if you don't see a few videos from me towards the next couple of weeks, that is why. We're just trying to get settled in and we don't have any Christmas decorations up or anything at this point. So things are just a little bit behind in my household. So bear with me. I will be back if you don't see anything for a few days, but I will be back, and I do have plans for quite a few different things in the new year. That's not to say I'm not going to have anything for the rest of December. I will have some stuff. It just won't be every single day. So the colors that I had decided to pull in for the Distress Oxide there are based off of the colors that are in that music note paper. So I've pulled in Twisted Citron, and that's the yellowy green there. Abandoned Coral, which is the reddish color that I just put down. Spiced Marmalade, which is the orange. Broken China, which is the blue, and the pink is Kitsch Flamingo. And those are all oxide inks that I'm using and not the regular distress inks, mostly because the oxides were what was sitting next to me. And sometimes that's what you got to do. You do what is the easiest or quickest and most convenient because, sometimes you just don't want to go digging through all the stuff, I guess. So I did go through a bunch of my ephemera, and I didn't have a lot of tags or banner pieces that were vertically situated. Well, banner pieces I have, but I don't have a lot of tags, and especially not in the same size as the photo. And the photo that I'm using is a 3x4. I do believe the photo in the sketch is slightly smaller in height, and so I decided to pull out this black and white tape. Now, this is not washi tape. I don't know. It's not Scotch tape. It's more plasticky, and it's got a plasticky type of finish on it, so it doesn't rip easily. So I've got to cut it with scissors. I will show you the tag or the label for it that's on the tube that's sitting on the desk there as I put it away. But I did get it at a crop that I was at, and Cindy Sutherland gave that to me. So thank you so much, Cindy. I am using it and putting it to good use. And I really like that it has all these different designs. Now, I know that it looks like it's kind of maybe competing with the background, or I don't know, detracting from the background, but by pulling in those black sketchy lines around the entire background paper and the white paper, it's kind of going to draw it all together, at least in my opinion. So at least I hope that's how it looks. Because this is really the first black that I'm putting on the page. I know that I need to put it somewhere else. And I really like the way that this looks. What I'm trying to do as I'm laying these down is I'm trying not to put the like the small polka dots next to the big polka dots, and I'm trying not to put the ones that have like a chevron design next to each other. or the diagonal next to the chevron, because then your eye doesn't quite know what to do with it. It does work out well, and I really do like the way that it ends up looking. So by varying the patterns and the design, oh look, I am putting a chevron next to a chevron, but the chevrons there are different, going in different directions. So you can tell it's mainly that diagonal stripe that I didn't want next to either one of those others, because then it looks like it's just a continuation of the small chevron, or it competes with the large one. So I'm just trying to mix up the designs and mix up the patterns. And I'm liking how that's looking. And I do realize that I was kind of going at an angle, at an upward angle. So I'm just trying to bring it back down. You'll notice that I'm kind of bringing some of the pieces a little longer and not stretching them up as high, and trying to keep it more centered horizontally. And I think it does work out good. So that says Ms. Sparkle and Company Papery, clear tape, black basics. I don't know where she purchased it at, but it has come in great, very handy. So there's 9 rolls and there's 10 yards on each, so you get quite a bit. So here I'm putting my sketchy lines on, and I'm liking the way that that looks. And again, like I said, I think it's bringing in the black into other areas. So it's just kind of finishing off and tying everything together. Now, I could have used black thread and sewn around that, like I mentioned before. I almost said yarn. I don't know where that came from. So I could have used black thread. I could have gone and used black distress ink and inked it up. There's a lot of different options on ways to bring in black to those other 2 areas. But in this instance, I decided just to use that sketchy line because it's kind of a playful layout. This is just Noah and me, and we were at a birthday party for one of his little friends. And so it's just a cute photo of us together. So that's why I decided to go ahead and document it. I'm not really telling a story about the party, and I'm not really telling a story about anything other than that he makes my heart sing, and that is the title of my layout. So I did go to my green bin of ephemera and stickers that I kind of, as I get done with using a collection or a sticker pack or an ephemera pack, I sort them out by color and throw them in my color bins. And for cases like this, I can just open those up and pull out things that I think I might want to use. And right off the bat, I found that circular piece that has the green and the blue in it, and the little green frame and the green tab. I was kind of looking for some other pieces that I thought would work. I was actually looking for a green heart, but those 3 pieces just spoke to me, so I pulled those out. And then I remembered I had these Vicky Bouton puffy stickers that had hearts on it, so I pulled in that blue heart to go with the green thickers for my title. And I'm really liking how that looks. I do know that the piece that I'm inking right now, that is from Amy Tangerine's Brave and Bold. I think that's what it's called. And it is on a cut apart sheet. The other 2 pieces I believe are from a Cocoa Vanilla. Maybe, I'm not sure. It's one of the boy collections from Cocoa Vanilla from a couple years ago. At least that green frame is. I'm not sure about the tab. Now, I don't like to have a lot of lines showing behind my frame, so you can see the black in there. You can see the lines from where the 2 papers meet, and I'm not really keen on that. So I'm trying to minimize having those lines show. And so in order to do that, I kind of just take it where there's only 1 line showing, and I'm going to put this heart over it, and that heart is very similar to the color of the abandoned coral, and so I think that works great. And now I want to bring in the 3 colors, the abandoned coral, the twisted citron, and the broken china, to all 3 of my embellishment areas. And so I'm just looking for ways to do that. I really like that piece that says happy heart, because a lot of times when he does something that's nice, he'll say, did I make your heart happy? And so that kind of just is a nod to that. So these little arrows that I have them in all 3 of the colors, and I'm just kind of trying to place them where I think I would bring in all three colors. So I've got that piece that says joy and the blue heart up at the top. And so I want to bring the pink one up in there. And then that pink phrase sticker that says love you brings in the pink. And I really already have the blue and the green on that circular piece. So it doesn't matter which arrow that I put there. But down below, I have the green frame and the pinkish heart. So I know I need to bring the blue down there. So I brought the blue arrow to the bottom and left the green arrow up at the top. And then I'm just adding these three little tiny dots, and that's going to do it. Don't forget, everybody who that is playing along is linked down below in my description box. There's a bunch of us. The whole idea is we take a 12 by 12 sketch and we shrink it or stretch it to a larger size. So you can see different ways on how to use sketches. So go and check out the people playing along down below. They'll have lots of interesting and creative ways to use this sketch. I hope that you are enjoying this series. If you have questions and comments, you can leave those down below. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. So stay tuned. Bye-bye now.